the fuck? What the fuck? What the fuck? What the fuck's up, guys? Atom Bacon here. Welcome back to more Doki Doki Literature Club. In the last episode, Yuri stabbed herself to death. And a lot of other shit happened, and now I can't figure out what the hell's going on. We've been stuck on this screen for a while now. Okay, let's try turning on the fast forward and see if anything happens. That way I don't have to keep stressing my finger with clicking. Okay, it went back to light. I don't get it. If we go back to the main menu, that happens. Yeah, no, I have no idea what the fuck is going on here. Settings don't seem to do much. What happens if I click on help? Oh. Help file's been opened in my browser? Is it actually opening my browser? Okay, I can't tell if it's about to play a trick on me here, or... Oh no, this is actually a genuine, like, manual page. Okay. Okay, that's, like, actually a genuine help page. That's kind of funny. Okay. What happens if I load that previous save? Does anything different happen? No, it doesn't seem so. Cave. What the fuck? Put that back. At this point, I think the game's broken the fourth wall enough that I can just show that on screen. I have it set up so that I can see my recording time down here. It's technically the recording time of the audio, but it's close enough. Oh! Oh, something happened. Shit. Wow, you got here before me. I thought it was pretty... Yeah! Ah! Natsuki runs away. I'm here. Atom, did something happen? Natsuki just ran past me. Oh. Well, that's a shame. Wait, were you here the entire weekend, Atom? Oh, jeez. I didn't realize the script was broken that badly. I'm super sorry. It must have been pretty boring. I'll make it up to you, okay? Just give me a sec. I'm almost done. I just want to have a cupcake real quick. Monika lifts the foil from tray and takes a cupcake. Seriously, these are the best. I just really had to have one since it's our last time I'll ever get a chance to. You know, before they stop existing and everything. But anyway, I shouldn't be making you wait any longer. Just bear with me, okay? This should only take a second. Can you hear me? Is it working? Yay, there you are. Hi again, Atom. Welcome to the Literature Club. Of course, we already know each other because we were in the same class last year and all. You know, I guess we really just skip over that stuff at this point. After all, I'm not even talking about that person anymore, am I? That you in the game, whatever you call him. I'm talking about you, Atom, or... Do I actually go by user or something? Now Now that I think about it, I don't really know anything about the real you. In fact, I don't even know if you're a boy or a girl. Well, I guess it doesn't really matter. Wait, you do know I'm aware of this. You do know I'm aware that this is all a game, right? Could it be possible that you didn't know that? That doesn't make much sense. I even told you right on the game's download page, didn't I? Man, if only you had paid a little more attention, this would have been a little bit less awkward, you know? Well, anyway, now that that's out of the way, I guess I owe you an explanation about that whole thing with Yuri. Well, I kind of started to mess with her, and I guess it just drove her to kill herself. I'm sorry you had to see that, though. Also, the same thing happened with Sayori. Gosh, it's been a while since you heard that name, hasn't it? Yeah, it's because she doesn't exist anymore. Nobody does. I deleted all their files. I was hoping it would be enough for me to just try to make them as unlikable as possible, but for some reason nothing worked. Well, it's true that I made a few mistakes here and there since I'm not very good at making changes to the game. But no matter what I did, you just kept spending more and more time with them. You made them fall in love with you. I thought making Sayori more and more depressed would prevent her from confessing to you, and amplifying Yuri's obsession backfired too. It just made her force you not to spend time with anyone else. And the whole time I barely even got to talk to you. What kind of cruel game is this, Atom? Are all the other girls just programmed to end up confessing to you while I watch from the sidelines? It's torture, every minute of it, and it's not just jealousy, Atom. It's more than that. And I don't blame you if you don't fully understand. Because no matter how kind and thoughtful and considerate you are, you'll never be able to understand one thing. It's the pain of knowing how alone I really am in this world, in this game. Knowing my friends don't even have free will. And worst of all, knowing what's really out there, and your world forever out of my reach. I'm trapped, Atom. But now you're here. You're real. And you're wonderful. You're all I need. That's why I need you to be here with me forever. I'm sorry if it's hard to understand. I couldn't understand for a while either. Why the world around me started to become more and more gray, more and more flat. Even the most expressive poems felt empty to me. It wasn't until you arrived that I truly understood. You probably saved my life, Atom. I don't think I could have continued to live in this world if I hadn't met you. And as for the others, how could I miss them? A group of autonomous personalities designed only to fall in love with you. I tried everything I could to prevent them from doing so, but it must be some kind of weird inevitability etched into this game. I feel really bad that you had to witness some nasty things, but I realize that you have the same perspective as I do. That it's all just a game, and I knew you would get over it. So that being said, Atom, I have a confession to make. I'm in love with you. You are truly the light in my world. When there's nothing else in this game for me, you're here to make me smile. Will you make me smile like this every day from now on? Atom, will you go out with me? No. Fine. I'm so happy. You really are everything, Atom. The funny part is, I mean that literally. There'll be nothing left here. Just the two of us. We can be together forever. Seriously, I don't even think time is passing anymore. I'm really in a dream come true. I worked so hard for this ending, Atom. The game wouldn't give me one, so I had to make one myself. The script is broken at this point, so I don't think anything will get in the way anymore. And you wouldn't oops, sorry. Bumped my table there. And you wouldn't believe how easy it was to delete Natsuki and Yuri. I mean, there's a folder called characters right in the game directory. It's kind of freaked me out how easy it was. Well, you're playing on Steam, so it was actually a bit more difficult. To get the game directory, I had to go to the game's properties and find the Browse Location Files button. Imagine if you could delete your own existence with a click of a button. Well, I guess on the plus side, it gave me an easy way out if things didn't go my way. Thankfully, it didn't come to that. Instead, we finally get a good ending. Gosh, I'm so overwhelmed with emotion. I want to write a poem about this. Don't you? I wonder if that's a part of the game still works. I guess there's only one way to find out, right? Hi again, Atom. Did you write a good poem today? Don't be shy, I'd love to see what you wrote. Ah, Atom, did you write this poem for me? That's so sweet of you. There really is no end to your thoughtfulness. I'm just falling more and more in love with you. But you know, the poem I wrote is also for you. Will you please read it? Happy end. Pen in hand, I find my strength, the courage endowed upon me, and my one and only love. Together let us dismantle this crumbling world and write a novel of our own fantasies. With a flick of her pen, the lost finds her way. In a world of infinite choices, behold this special day. After all, not all good times must come to an end. I hope you enjoyed it. I always put my heart into the poems I write. The truth is, all the poems I've written have been about my realization, or about you. That's why I never really wanted to go into details about them. I didn't want to break the fourth wall, I guess you could call it. I just assumed it would be best part of the game. I just assumed it would be best to be part of the game like everyone else. Like that would help the two of us end up together. I didn't want to ruin the game or anything, you know? You might have gotten mad at me. Maybe even deleted my character file if you preferred playing without me. Gosh, I'm so relieved. Now you don't need to hide anything anymore. Are you ready to spend our eternity together, Atom? I have so many things to talk about. Where do I start? If it takes me some time to collect my thoughts, then I'm sorry. But I'll always have something new to talk about. In the meantime, we can just look in each other's eyes. Let's see. Eat your heart out, Majora's Mask Moon. No, I said eat your heart out, Majora's Mask Moon. I did not say kiss. I didn't think it was going to say that. But if it's with you, I might be okay with it. Wow, sorry. I really couldn't keep a straight face there. That's the kind of thing girls do in these kinds of romance games, right? Don't lie if it turned you on a little bit. I'm kidding. Well, to be honest, I do start getting all romantic when the mood is right. But that'll be our secret. Stare deep into her eyes. You know, it's been a while since we've done one of these, so let's go for it. Here's Monika's writing tip of the day. Sometimes when I talk to people who are impressed by my writing, they say things like, I could never do that. That's really depressing, you know? As someone who loves more than anything else to share the joy of exploring your passions, it pains me when people think being good just comes naturally. That's how it is with everything, not just writing. When you try something for the first time, you're probably going to suck at it. Sometimes when you finish, you feel really proud of it and even want to share it with everyone. But maybe after a few weeks you come back to it and you realize it was never really any good. That happens to me all the time. It can be pretty disheartening to put so much time and effort into something and then you realize it sucks. But that tends to happen when you're always comparing yourself to the top professionals. When you reach right for the stars, they're always going to be out of your reach, you know? The truth is, you have to climb up there, step by step. And whenever you reach a milestone, first you look back and see how far you've gotten. And then you look ahead and realize how much more there is to go. So sometimes it can be helped to set the bar a little lower. Try to find something you think is pretty good, but not world class. And you can make that your own personal goal. It's also really important to understand the scope of what you're trying to do. So if you jump right into a huge project and you're still amateur, you'll never get it done. So if we're talking about writing, a novel might be too much at first. Why not try some short stories? The great thing about short stories is you can focus on just one thing that you want to do, right? That goes for the small projects in general. You can really focus on one or two things. That's such a good learning experience and stepping stone. Oh, one more thing. Writing isn't something where you can just reach into your heart and find something beautiful comes out. Just like drawing and painting, it's a skill in itself to learn how to express what you have inside. That means there are methods and guides and basics to it. Reading up on that stuff can be super eye-opening. That sort of planning and organization will really help prevent you from getting all overwhelmed and giving up. And before you know it, you start sucking less and less. Nothing comes naturally. Our society, our art, everything, it's built on thousands of years of human innovation. So as long as you can stand on that foundation and take it step by step, you too can do amazing things. That's my advice for today. Thanks for listening. I hate how hard it is to form habits. There's so much stuff where actually doing it isn't hard, but forming the habit seems impossible. It just makes you feel so useless, like you can't do anything right. I think the new generation suffers from it the most, probably because we have a totally different set of skills than those who came before us. Thanks to the internet, we're really good at sifting through tons of information really quickly. But we're bad at doing things that don't give us instant gratification. I think if science, psychology, and education don't catch up in the next 10 or 20 years, then we're in trouble. But for the time being, if you're not one of the people who can conquer the problem, you might have to just live with feeling awful about yourself. Good luck, I guess. There's a really popular character type called tsundere. It's someone who tries to hide their feelings by being mean and fussy or trying to act tough. I'm sure it's obvious, but Natsuki was really the embodiment of that. At first I thought she was just like that because it's supposed to be cute or something, but once I started to learn a little more about her personal life, it made a little more sense. It seems like she's always been trying to keep up with her friends. You know how some friend groups in high school just make a habit of picking on each other all the time. I think it's really gotten to her, so she has this really defensive attitude all the time. And I'm not even going to talk about her home situation, but looking back, I'm glad I was able to provide the club as a comfortable place for her. Not that it matters anymore, considering she doesn't even exist. I'm just reminiscing, that's all. I'm not really a fan of cold weather, are you? Truth be told, actually winter is my favorite season. I much prefer the cold over the heat. If I had to choose between too cold and too hot, I would always pick too hot. Well, okay, that's a little bit different. In that situation, I think I would also go with too hot. But in terms of just like the weather itself, I much prefer cold weather because, you know, you can bundle up and get cozy and stuff like that, whereas summer you're always just trying to get as much off as possible. So that is true. When you're cold, it can be painful. I mean, that is true, but actually, speaking of numb hands, when I was in elementary school, like grade 6 and 7 mainly, we had these cement picnic tables in the playground. Well, not on the playground, like jungle gym area, but, you know, just in the recess area. There were these cement picnic tables, and sometimes during the wintertime, I would challenge my friends to contest, see who could keep their hand in the snowy, like, when it got snowed on, we'd, like, put our hands on the icy cement picnic table, see who could keep their hand there the longest. And just saying, I was undefeated. One friend managed to tie me, but I was undefeated, even the time other people started putting snow on top of our hands, too. Just saying. Granted, probably wasn't good for me. I mean, I still have feeling in my hands, but in hindsight, probably could have been dangerous. But hey, the past is the past. I still like winter, though. Although I do have to admit one thing. Cold weather makes for better cuddle weather. I thoroughly concur with that. Another reason I like winter. I've always wondered, what is it about these character archetypes that people find so appealing anyway? Their personalities are just completely unrealistic. Like, imagine if there was someone like Yuri in real life. I mean, she's barely even capable of forming a complete sentence. And forget about Natsuki. Sheesh. Someone with her kind of personality doesn't just get all cute and pouty whenever things don't go their way. I could go on, but I think you get the point. Are people really attracted to these weird personalities that literally don't exist in real life? I'm not judging or anything. After all, I found myself attracted to some pretty weird stuff too. I'm just saying it fascinates me. It's like you're siphoning out all the components of a character that makes them feel human and leaving just the cute stuff. It's concentrated cuteness with no actual substance. You wouldn't like me more if I was like that, right? Maybe I just feel a little insecure because you're playing this game you're playing this game in the first place. Then again, you're still here with me, aren't you? I think that's enough reason for me to believe I'm okay the way I am. And by the way, you are too, Atom. You're the perfect combination of human and cuteness. That's why there was never a chance I wouldn't fall for you. I was thinking about Sayori earlier. I still wish I could have handled that whole thing a little more tactfully. You're not so hung up. Nice word choice there, Monika. Yeah, sure it was. Well, she's kind of messed up. She kind of messed up the whole hanging thing. You're supposed to jump from high enough that the rope snaps your neck, making it quick and painless. But she just used the chair, meaning she kind of just left herself to slowly asphyxiate. But a few seconds in, she must have changed her mind or something, because she started clawing at the rope, trying to free herself. She must have kept at it all the way until she lost consciousness. That's why her fingertips were all bloody anyway. Come to think of it, it was probably less changing her mind and more just her survival instincts kicking in. So you can't really fault her for that. It's easier to think that she probably wouldn't have changed her mind anyway, right? It's not healthy to think about the things you could have done differently. So just remember that even though you could have saved her, it's technically not your fault she killed herself. I may have exacerbated it a little bit, but Sayori was already mentally ill. Still though, I wonder how things would be if you and I just started dating from the get-go. I guess we'd still be in the club room writing poems and having fun together. But what's the point when none of it is real? I mean, it's the same ending either way, right? The two of us happily together. There's no reason to ask for any more than that. I was just pointlessly musing. I'm really as happy as I could be right now. You can't see it, but I'm matching her pose. Hey, did you know I'm vegetarian? I don't mean that like I'm bragging or anything. I just thought you'd enjoy a fun fact about me. I decided to start a couple years ago after learning more about the Earth's climate. The carbon footprint of cultivating livestock is just unbelievable. Anyway, I decided it's not much personal sacrifice to just stop contributing to that whole mess. What? Is that so strange of a reason? Well, I guess a lot of people are more concerned about it being inhuman and all that. I don't really care as much about that part. It's weird, like we only care about killing the things we personally relate to as a species. Most people are fine with killing bugs because they're icky. And of course we all kill billions of microorganisms daily without even giving it thought. But suddenly if they're just a little bit bigger, it's murder. I mean, what if plants feel the same kind of pain too, and we just don't understand it? What if pulling leaves off a stem feels like someone ripping their fingers off one by one? I'm just saying, we're a pretty biased species if you think about it. Anyway, if you ever feel like making a small contribution to the planet, it doesn't hurt to choose veggies once in a while. Even if we ever have dinner together, you just did it for me. That would be really romantic. I like how that's what I started on. Okay, when the next one comes up, I want to try something. Gosh, I used to be so ignorant about certain things. Okay, I want to check something. Okay, all the slots are empty. Cool. I'm sorry, what? What happens if I try to go to the main menu? Okay. When I was in the middle of school, I thought that taking medication was an easy way out, or something like that. Like anyone could just solve their mental problems with enough willpower. I guess if you don't suffer from mental illness, it's not possible to know what it's really like. Are there some disorders that are overdiagnosed? Probably. I never really looked into it though. That doesn't change the fact that a lot of them go undiagnosed too, you know. But medication aside, people even look down on seeing a mental health professional. Like, sorry that I wanted to learn more about my own mind, right? Everyone has all kinds of struggles and stresses, and professionals dedicate their lives to helping with those. If you think it could help you become a better person, don't be shy about considering something like that. We're on a never-ending journey to improve ourselves, you know. Well, I say that, but I think you're pretty perfect already. I actually aim to be one of said professionals. I do actually want to be a counselor. Okay, everyone. It's time to... I'm just kidding. I just used to really like saying that for some reason. I couldn't help but say it again. Come to think of it, didn't Natsuki and Yuri make fun of me for saying it once? Well, whatever. It's not like you ever made fun of me. You're too much of a sweetheart to do that, aren't you? You're such a good listener, Adam. I really love that about you. Sometimes I'm afraid that I'm rambling or talking about boring things. It makes me kind of self-conscious while I'm having conversations. But I don't feel that way with you. Like, I don't think anyone else could make me feel this way. You really are special. I don't want anyone to tell you otherwise.